It's never happened before. And so it is beyond a crisis.
最近数以万计的海地移民从美墨边境的格兰德河进入美国，在德州德尔里奥安营扎寨。那么那里的真实情况到底如何？为什么前美国海关执法局的特工维克多·阿维拉称，目前的美墨边境已经是超越危机的状态？其原因又是什么呢？让非法移民进入美国到底是人道主义还是反其道而行之？朋友们好，欢迎来到辛恬面对面。维克多·阿维拉是前美国海关执法局调查特工，在美墨边境工作多年。不仅是在美国这一边，他还曾经被派到墨西哥，带领一个小组调查人口贩卖和贩毒问题。2011年2月15号，他和另一位特工在执行任务的时候，他们在墨西哥高速公路上开的 SUV 遭到贩毒分子的伏击，被超过100发子弹枪击。维克多·阿维拉身中3枪，受重伤，他的同伴特工不幸身亡。阿维拉2015年从海关执法局退休，最近出了一本书《Agent Under Fire: A Murder and a Manifesto》，火线下的特工，一场谋杀和一个宣言。这期节目是我对他专访的上半部分，主要是从他多年的经验来谈美墨边境的真实情况和造成的原因。好，首先，最近关于数以万计的海地移民在美墨边境聚集的报道，具体的情况到底如何 ？Victor， 从你所了解到的是怎么样的呢
？I've been to Del Rio several times. I've been to the border. Even after I retired, I continued to go down the border myself because I wanted to see firsthand what was happening. And I was blown away. As someone that has experience of working on the border, and I've seen a lot of things at the border, I had never seen exactly what is happening on today. It's never happened before. And so it is beyond a crisis. It is now legitimately an invasion of people from over 150 countries coming into the United States, ignoring our sovereign laws, ignoring our law and order, because this administration refuses to enforce them. They have tied the hands of our Border Patrol agents. They have tied the hands of our ICE agents to allow them to enforce basic immigration law, just like you would expect other countries to do that. As a matter of fact, if you do go to another country, you expect that country to enforce their immigration laws. You don't have to go very far. Try doing it the other way and go into Mexico. Believe me, they'll enforce their immigration laws. They just refuse to enforce their immigration laws from the people that are coming through their country into the United States. And so there's a lot of issues here that we must work with Mexico to, and I'll use this word, to encourage them to help us detain some of these individuals because they're also illegally present in Mexico. They're also, the Haitians, for example, that are coming in are also illegally present in Central America. And so the United States is not the first country that they're coming in to supposedly seek asylum. And so the seeking of asylum is a manipulation that is being used right now to gain access into our country. So absolutely is a crisis. Absolutely it is true that's happening and it must be stopped.
那 Victor， 你认为造成这种你所说的从来没有出现过的超越危机的现象，主要原因是什么呢？
Well, definitely there's the invitation. And the invitation of this administration is to come and really telling the rest of the world that there's going to be no enforcement at our borders. That's number one. Second is there's a magnet of the administration inviting you because we're going to take care of you. We will take care of you financially. We will take care of you in healthcare. We will take care of you in education and also in work. And so that's the American dream. That's a lot of reasons why people want to come here, but people want to come here to work. And that's the biggest shift and difference that I've seen in the last several years is that before people, the economic migrant would come to want to work in the United States. But now I hear them say, no, I want to come because the government's going to take care of me. And that's a big difference. And so we want to be able to, I'm a big proponent of, and I encourage legal immigration, and we do have that system. And I'm very honest about it. That system needs to be fixed as well, because you have people doing it the right way, waiting 10, 12, 14 years to get their permit to be in the United States, and that needs to be fixed. We need to encourage more legal immigration so the people can be vetted properly. The people that are coming in right now in these hundreds of thousands, in July it was over 212,000. Last month in August it was over 208,000 that have been officially counted. But you have to keep in mind there's a lot of them that have come here that have not been detected. There's a lot of people.
What's your estimate of those type of the people who came in not detected, the percentage-wise?
I think the percentage is equal to or more than the actual ones that are detected. So if 200,000 came in, I think another 200,000 came in undetected, and that's the reality. We are over 1.5 million up to when the Biden administration took in, the office till today, over 1.5 million illegal entries into the country. Those are the counted ones. I think we're close to 3 million, if not over 3 million. And so you're going to start seeing the impact of this illegal immigration in and around our country in all states, all cities. And you're going to be impacted in the healthcare system, you're going to be impacted in the criminal justice system, and in the school systems around our country. And the reason being is you're not going to, it's very hard for individuals to come from other countries and assimilate. You cannot expect them to assimilate from one moment to the next. A lot of the people that are coming with a lot of issues, health issues, COVID, that's one of the big issues. The Haitians that are coming in right now, a lot of them with syphilis, a lot of them with AIDS, lice. They've never been vaccinated for anything, like, for example, measles. We've got Afghan refugees in military installations, for example, in Fort Bliss, Texas, that have had a measles outbreak. So we're seeing things that we have never seen or have not seen in the United States for a very long time. And so that is also bringing in other issues. My biggest issue is the national security issue and public safety issue, because we do have people that want to enter our country to cause us harm. And I'm talking about terrorism. And so the Taliban, what they've recently done, they encourage other people that see that the Taliban has had a resurgence. And so ISIS has a resurgence, the Al-Qaeda has a resurgence. And the Mexican cartels that run Mexico right now, they don't care who they smuggle. As long as you pay them the money, they'll bring you through Mexico and bring you into the United States. And so we'll have, unfortunately, I don't want to see anybody, a terrorist, come through Mexico and enter the United States to cause us harm in the future.
你刚才提到边境巡逻队和海关执法人员被系统性的瘫痪了，无法在边境执法，到底是什么意思？你能具体说一下吗？
So right now, the Biden administration has systematically dismantled them. We have absolutely no enforcement of immigration. So we have Border Patrol, but Border Patrol is not allowed to do their job. Border Patrol's primary role is our immigration officers. They also do a lot of interdiction and stopping of drugs that come into our country. But right now they're not being used as how they're trained to do, and that is to patrol the boundaries, the border. They're being used as caretakers and processors of family units, of unaccompanied minors, which take a tremendous amount of effort and time and resources from our border agents. Just today, they called Border Patrol agents that work at the checkpoints. The checkpoints are within 75 miles along the border from Texas all the way to California. And they have pulled those agents away from the checkpoints down to the border. So if you've gotten away from and entered illegally, there's no one to stop you at a checkpoint to at least have a secondary opportunity to detect you. They're now down at the southern border. It is a big issue that our agents, not just Border Patrol, but ICE, have not been allowed to exercise their law enforcement duties in detecting individuals that are illegally in our country. And I'm talking a lot about criminal illegal aliens that have been convicted of sex crimes, violent crimes, and that are in our communities, victimizing other people, not only U.S. citizens, but sometimes in their own immigrant communities. And so it makes our nation and our neighborhoods less safe.
拜登政府一直说只允许带有孩子的家庭以及未成年孩子的非法移民进入美国，而不允许成年男子非法移民来到美国。那么 Victor， 你所了解的现实情况是怎么样的呢？
That's a big issue because some of the adults that are coming with children, we don't know if in fact they are the next of kin. We started doing some DNA testing, but when you have 10 to 14,000 individuals coming in at once, it's very hard to do the DNA testing, the criminal history checks, and the vetting, COVID tests. We're not doing any of that, and we're allowing them to come into the country. And so it is a big issue. And I showed those pictures of single adult males allowed to walk in. We have a border wall, but the gate of the border wall is open, and it does no good for us to have all the law enforcement in the world to be on the U.S. side if we're not going to enforce the law. And you see the individuals coming, walking in, and we allow them in, transport them, and then they get dispersed throughout the whole country.
有些支持非法移民的人认为，这些人情况非常可怜，美国应该照顾他们，这是出于人道主义。Victor， 你怎么看？
You see a lot of different types of migrants. You have economic migrants, you have migrants that are taking advantage, that are not necessarily in need of economic need, but because the border is open right now, they're using that and taking advantage to enter the United States as well. Just like you have the advantage others like that have criminal histories or prior deportations from this country, they're also coming back into the country. And so the humanitarian issue is the numbers that are coming in at the surge right now is the United States is doing nothing about stopping that illegal immigration. Now, the humanitarian part of it is that these individuals have been placed in very dire situations, not only because they're dealing with the cartels on the Mexican side, and the cartels exploit them physically, sexually, extort them many ways, but also on the United States side, when they get smuggled, they put them in stash houses. And so there's a huge humanitarian cause because if the government really cared about the people and the migrants themselves, they would not allow them to be placed in this position in the first place. So that's why border security and securing our United States border helps in eliminating a lot of that as well.
好，观众朋友，如果您喜欢这个访谈的话，不要忘记点赞、转发。感谢您的收看，我们下次节目再见。